Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of the Blooper Reel podcast. I have a very special guest for you today. He's a very close friend of mine. He can't control his laughter right now because he's that good of a comedian. He's one of the hardest working comedians I think I've ever met in Savannah. He's been in the comedy scene for about 7 months now. He writes constantly, which is really impressive because I have to force myself to write. But you are like, I think you're every day. You write every day. And you're a native of West Virginia. Everybody, please give a warm welcome to Bret Rorabaugh.
What's up? Happy to be here. This is take 2 of this today's podcast. Didn't start off so great. I said something I shouldn't have, and Sam was ready to reach across this table and whoop me. That was great.
So this is take 2 because essentially within seconds of starting, Bret just told the world where I live, and I don't know if I'm ready, if I'm comfortable to share that information with any of you yet. But so we had to restart everything, but we're here now. We're gonna do this. This is let's get this episode going. So a couple things, right? So me and Tracy talked about. Tracy was our guest from last week. I remember like meeting Tracy at the West Broadband show, hosted by Terrence Miller. Terrence Miller, shout out Terrence Miller, great comic in Savannah. And I remember meeting Tracy and introducing myself, and I remember how our friendships are. I have no recollection of how me and you became friends. I just remember that we were in a car one day and we're like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna be friends. We're gonna travel and do this and do comedy together. Do you remember? Like, what was our first interaction?
Honestly, I don't remember first time meeting you.
Yeah.
I think it's because I think you're a bit forgettable.
Thanks.
To be honest with you, I'm just playing. But no, it's actually crazy how like neither one of us remember how we met or anything. We kind of just showed up, and that's how it was, man. It was probably at like Stafford's, is what I'm assuming. That open mic.
Yeah, I think it might have been at Stafford's. I do remember. I think the first like real conversation I had with you was my first set at Dub's Pub. And you were in the back. I think you had just done Frosty Frogs, was right next to each other. Great spot. Well, Frosty Frogs actually doesn't do comedy anymore, unfortunately, which sucks. But yeah, I met you right after you were like near the bar, and you were telling me like, hey, that was a really good set. And I mean, you gave me like a really big compliment. You're like, hey, for the short amount of time that you've been doing comedy, you're actually really good. I was like, thank you. That's a huge compliment. But yeah, so we just don't know how we met. And then I think we just kept seeing each other at open mics and just more shit happened. And then we're here now. And now you're on a podcast with me trying to dox me within seconds.
And that was literally, I'm not kidding, guys. He read off a list of rules for me to follow. And that was the first one. And I said his exact government address within seconds.
God.
Off rip.
Just with no hesitation. And thought it was fine. Like, it was going to continue. He's like, he said where I live. And then he's like, all right, let's do the rest of this podcast. Like, no, I have to start this shit over now, dude. God.
Oh, my God. The first rule within seconds.
The first rule of Fight Club is don't tell people where I live. Which, that reminds me, remember last night we were at a set. It was called, so it's a new Monday night spot. I think I mentioned it last week. It's the Portal Bar. Is it the Portal Bar or just the Portal?
Portal.
All right, so the Portal, and it's got beer and booze, and it's got a pool table. It's got every variety of hot dog you could possibly imagine. And it's an arcade also for adults. I think they shut it down for kids after like a certain hour. Was it like after 9 or something like that?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I've only been there like a couple times.
Yeah.
Usually I stumble in there drunk. They do make like a great, like, if you're ever in Savannah and you go to Portal, they make a great Irish iced coffee.
Really?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was. I was just, I always wanted to try like it's iced too, and it's like I usually don't like it like hot like that.
Yeah.
And but that is like perfect how they make it in there. Yeah, like no joke. Like,
I would not have thought that place. Maybe McDonough's. But Portal is. How would you describe the Portal? I think my first time doing a set there, I was like, you can get hepatitis on the rocks here, and I think the owner was there, and he's like, yup. That's it. That's my place. But no, it's a new mic, and it was started up. It's been going for 3 weeks now.
Yeah, I think
This was probably the third or fourth week.
It should be the third.
Yeah. Hosted by M Joy, phenomenal comic in Savannah. Shout out to M Joy. She started that mic up after the old one closed down. But I don't know how I got on that subject. I was talking about what everyone had a good set last night. I don't think there's a single bad set last night. I think who went up for? I think Matt Hogan was supposed to be there, but he didn't end up showing. I think a lot of people are getting sick right now. But it was a good set. You had a really good set too. Cody killed. Were you there for Cody's set?
No, I was. I just pulled up from the gym. I was playing basketball. Yeah. That's why I showed up covered in sweats.
Fucking every Monday, you show up just the sweatiest hoodie, dude. It's out of control.
So, for context, I like to go play basketball at my YMCA. It's like 5 minutes from my house. And right now, where they got like little kid leagues and stuff going on, they start at like 6, and usually that's the time we used to go in and play like before they shut it down for these leagues. Okay. And so now there's just a window from like they open it up for anybody to come in there and play like 8:15. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm just like, okay, I want to get my basketball in. Yeah. I go in there and hoop for like 40 minutes. Then it's like if I go back to my house and shower and change, and then head to the open mic, then I won't. I won't have enough time. So that's why I just leave straight from there. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just walk in there, do my stuff, and then leave. You know what I mean? So that's why I do that specifically.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. And you recently were on you're currently on a weight loss journey, right?
Yep.
Like do you mind if I ask you what did you start at, and then what are you at now, and what's your process, and also talk about the competition with Matt Home, which is that ever going to end? Like, has that ended? What has happened?
Never started.
Never started?
So I used to actually be in pretty good shape. I think at one point, I think the fastest mile time I ran was around 4 minutes, 40 seconds in college. That's impressive. That was the absolute fastest.
4 minutes and 40 seconds?
Yeah, that was the absolute fastest I could ever run that.
Do you throw up immediately?
No.
That's insane.
Yeah, I was. I ran a lot in college. I wanted to be in really good shape. So I was like, I was never in like the supermodel, like fucking 6-pack, whatever. But I was able to like actually, fuck you, ugly bitch. But after college and everything like that, I graduated and started working. I just literally just sat on my ass and just worked. Yeah. I stopped working out every day. Stopped hooping every day. I literally was just like a basketball. I'd go hoop all the time and I'd be like, you know what? I kind of just gave up on it. I was like, I fuck this game. And then the next thing I know, I remembered why I played this shit. I ballooned. Yeah. Next thing I know, I swear to God, I go visit the doctor. Okay. Yeah. And for a doctor's appointment. And I had weighed myself in like so long. Yeah. And I wasn't even like looking at myself in the mirror or anything like that. I stepped on the scale and I swear to you, it said 308. I was 308? I swear to God.
How old were you?
This was just a couple
months ago, right?
No. This was May of 2024.
Okay.
And so I went there. I did that. I swear to God, I was sitting in like the doctor's office. Like after they told me, like I was sitting there like this, like
what?
Like they were asking me questions. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I'm 308. Oh my God, I'm 308. Oh my God, I'm 308. Like I couldn't even. Crazy. I was zoned. I couldn't even hear what my doctor was trying to tell me.
What?
And I was sitting there thinking about doing things like GLP-1s and things like that. What I decided to do, because I had heard what Ozempic Wegovy does, is that all it does is you just don't eat, you just fast. That's the whole point.
It's like an appetite suppressor.
And so I was like, yeah, that's literally all it does. Yeah. And so I was like, I could just fucking do that without the drug. And so that's literally what I did. I started eating like one meal a day. Yeah. Which I like anybody that listens to this, I do not recommend you starve yourself. He's like, I'm going to listen to that guy. You starved yourself. I'll do it too. Like, no, don't do it.
Yes, the second episode of this podcast, there's some guy struggling with his way. He's like, this is the way. This is the key right here.
He kills himself and I get fucking sued by his family of the blooper reel podcast. This is not medical advice. I'm not giving you anything. This is just what I did. It worked for me. And so the reason I did that, by the way, was because I personally, this is the reason why, a lot of people, like, I was originally trying to do it the right way. Yeah. But it taken months and months and months. And I finally weighed myself again. And I was like 298. Yeah. And I was like, fuck. Like, I went like 3 months and only lost 10 pounds. Yeah. And because like I admittedly, I wasn't doing as much cardio as I wanted. And because a lot of times where I was so out of shape that it was tough to get in shape. I would literally pull a calf, do something. And I would have to sit on the couch. I wouldn't be able to do cardio as much. So that's why I decided, you know what? I'm going to eat one meal a day. It's going to be like chicken and rice. That's what I started doing. And I was literally losing. I would be in like the amazing feeling of being able to step on the scale every single day
progress.
and see I'm down a pound every single day,
Yeah.
down a pound, down a pound, down a pound.
Nice, man.
And just continuously, I kept doing that. I got down to 239 at one point.
Okay.
Now that's not what I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I did kind of stop it. Like that was from this last February to July.
Yeah.
I basically kind of stopped it because I was like, okay, I'm going a little too fast. And so now I'm back on it again. I did kind of gain back, I would say about like 5 more pounds just because like also I was kind of purposely doing that like around like Thanksgiving, Christmas. I was like, I ate whatever I wanted. But now I'm back on it down. I'm down 10 pounds since February 1st already.
Nice,
so,
man. Congrats.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
And it is the, 17th today? So yeah, 10 pounds in 17 days.
That's impressive.
So admittedly though, I did during like the Super Bowl, I went fucking crazy. I was like, pizza, give me the cheese bacon fries, give me all that.
It's so hard not to. Like, and like similar situation. Like, I got out of the military. I spent 15 years in the military, and I was in shape. And I got out, and I was like, I'm never working out again. Like, waking up at like 5 a.m. to go run or go. You're like, I'm not ever doing this again. I'm just gonna be a normal person. I'm gonna go to work and come home. And dude, I ballooned. And I have a really slow metabolism, right? Like. You know, there's people that can just eat anything and they don't get a pound. Like, I'll smell an Oreo and I'm like, I've gained weight from this. And I also have no self-control when it comes to sweets. Yeah, when I got out of the military, after the first couple of months, I was just like, dude, I'm getting gross. Like, I need to do something. And then they opened a gym, like, right down the road from me. So now I just go there and it's working out good. But Matt's also on this, doing this thing with you, right? Like, is he? I don't know. I don't think he is. I think he stopped.
Okay, so...
by the way, Matt Hogan, I love you so much. I'm not fat shaming you. I love you. I don't know what you're... I haven't weighed you. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, so that makes one of us. Fuck Matt Hogan. I'm just playing. I'm playing. He's cool. He's a funny guy. But peace be with you, Matt Hogan. But anyways, what happened is that it was actually started by another comedian. It was me, him, and Jameson Slater were hanging out.
Oh, okay.
Jameson Slater, as if you don't know, hilarious comic.
Yeah,
He puts on a bunch of shows here and in like Atlanta and just kind of around the place. Absolutely fucking funny as shit. Check him out as well. But we were just hanging out at a totally awesome bar, just in there like drinking and stuff. And Jameson kind of like, I don't know, like egged us on. Is like, you two should get in a competition over who can lose weight the fastest.
What prompted that? Because was he just talking?
We were both talking about trying to lose weight. We were both trying to lose weight.
Okay. I thought he was just like just unprompted, like, you guys should try to lose weight. That's a crazy thing to say. It's just people at a bar. You guys are fat as shit. You got to stop.
It was me and him were just like, just talking about competitive stuff. And he goes, you know what would be a great contest for you fat fucks?
You're like talking about sports or something. He's like, I got a fucking event for you. This is gonna be your Super Bowl. You fat pieces of shit.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting because I didn't really know all the ins and outs of that, but that's good, man. Like, what's up?
So for the contest, by the way, we started.
Oh yeah, what's the
on January 1st,
yeah.
and so we were supposed to go to like the 1st to like the end of the like the 15th or something like that in January.
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, let's weigh ourselves and submit it and send a text. And so I actually sent in like a old picture from like way before, so I looked like extra heavy.
Oh no!
And I was gonna cheat. And I was gonna be like, oh, and so I was gonna do that, and the reason why is because of the deal that we made. So like, who is like the biggest loser? And I was like, I'll promise you and show you right now, there's no bigger loser in Savannah than me, buddy. But during this contest, basically what we were trying to do, or the consequence was, we were trying to sit there and think of like what
the loser had,
what
right?
the loser was going to do. It was going to be something comedy related. So he threw out like one of us had to go up there and do like a Bernie Mac set. Like, I had to do that. And then I suggested we did. If anybody has seen the Friendship movie by Tim Robinson.
Yeah.
The I Know My Punishment scene with the soap. I was like, you go up there, have a bar soap in your back pocket, and tell a joke. And it just bombs like on purpose, or you fuck it up, or be like, oh man, I can't remember, and you're like, oh fuck, shit, fuck. And then what you do is that you had to pull out the bar of soap and be like, I know my punishment, and then put it in your mouth and like, oh, I'm fucking burned myself. I know my punishment.
Dude, I think if you did that, like let's say at a crowd like McDonald's, if you did that, they'd just be like, we have to leave. Like, what is happening here? But no, so let's get into a little bit other stuff, right? So. We covered how we met. What would you say is like, because this is always interesting about every comedian. Every comedian has a different story, right? Like, what is your start in comedy? When was that moment that you had? Was it something like you watched a lot of stand-up? Were you always just like a funny guy in the group? And then one day you just like said, like, fuck it, I got to get up on stage? Or like, what was that for you?
So for me, honest to God, I'd always loved stand-up back in the day. Like the comics that really I loved and kind of influenced me were like Daniel Tosh, Anthony Jeselnik, Tom Segura, like a lot of those guys.
Love Tom
like you've seen my comedy, like the style that I really like to take with me is like Daniel Tosh, Anthony Jeselnik. They are just so goddamn funny. Like I love those guys. Like they're absolutely hilarious. I'm definitely not nearly as good as those guys. I wish, but I just really love that style of comedy and just kind of going from there. And so what happened is that where I was when Dave Chappelle came to town and he
to Savannah.
Yes, Savannah. He sold out End Market. It was
really? Okay.
And so what happened was my
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But speaking of, Nate Bargatze is coming May 30th, and I'm going to see him at End Market.
Boom!
I'm so excited for that. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to flex a little bit.
Way to brag.
Just shit on yourself.
like I'm about to talk about my comedy journey. He's like, yeah, fuck that. Nate Bargatze's coming.
Do you want? I have 2 tickets. Do you want to go?
Who were you supposed to bring?
No, do you want to go? I have 2 tickets.
Yes.
I've already asked someone else to go.
Fuck yeah, I knew you were gonna do that, you asshole. I was like, damn, like you're not gonna bring a girl or anything like that.
Oh man,
nuts, dude.
Okay, right.
Oh my god.
What is it?
But anyways, he just selling out End Market and whatnot, and once he was coming to town, my neighbor of mine was like, hey, I have these tickets to go to Front Porch Improv to see Sam Talent. He was also in town at the same time. And I still have a picture on my Instagram of it, but I went to go see him. Yeah. And I had no idea who he even was. I never watched Kill Tony before. Right. And I really don't even, like, I'm not trying to, like, talk shit and, like, do anything. I'm not that huge a fan of Kill Tony. Like, I'm not.
Does the style of the show? Or
we'll talk about that next. So just let me kind of finish the story first. But basically, like, what happened was I had no idea who Sam Talent was, but Derek Marshall, who I'm actually going to be performing with soon.
Are you really?
Yes. Tybee Post Theater, April 1st. Anybody that's watching this in the Savannah area that would really like to come, go to their website. April Fool's Day, April the 1st is when we're on there. And it's not an April Fool's Day prank. I promise. It's not. You're not. They're going to like buy. They're going to go there, buy a ticket, pay like $40 for them at a date to come, show up. You're like, you just got poinked, bro.
It's an abandoned warehouse. Like, what the fuck is
this? But no, it's April Fool's Day. I'm performing with him, which is a pretty cool experience. He's one of the guys that brought me into it. So he opened for Sam Talent. Sam Talent fucking killed.
Yeah.
Absolutely crushed. I met him.
Is that Front Porch?
Yeah, Front Porch.
Right, okay.
And sold out crowd, obviously. And I talked to him afterwards. He was hilarious. I said that I literally, to this day, I was like, that's the funniest set that I have ever watched live.
Still to this day.
In-person performance that I've seen, Sam Talent absolutely killed it. He had everyone in the room fucking crying.
That's awesome,
he was,
man.
Bro, and afterwards, my neighbor that I brought with me, because we had the 2 tickets, he goes, I've always wanted to do stand-up. And I was like, just been a bit of pussy. And finally, I was like, that gave me the inspiration, because I've always wanted to do it too. I was like, man, that'd be really cool. And I was like, dude, let's write jokes together.
Yeah.
And then a few, like 6 months later, I went to my first ever open mic, and my neighbor didn't go because he bitched out.
No.
Yeah.
No
So Matt Davis, if you're watching that, my neighbor.
Wait, this is Matt that I've met Matt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I've met Matt.
He's a pussy. That's what he bitched out on me. Ran away scared.
I'm texting him right now. Brett said you're a pussy on my podcast, dude.
He's like, who is this?
I met him one time.
He does not have your number.
Oh fuck, dude. That's crazy though. It's and it's always like, and I mentioned this last time. Like the thing about comedy is everyone loves to laugh, right? Everyone loves to laugh, and it's if you're in a group of friends and like you say a joke and it's funny to people. Doing that in front of a crowd full of strangers is the most addicting thing ever. Like, I know, like, when I'm at open mics... First of all, what was the first open mic?
Mine was Stafford's.
Stafford's?
I did go to So what I did is because I was kind of nervous about doing it in the first place.
Right.
I showed up to Totally Awesome Bar's open mic first.
Okay.
Because I just wanted to like observe to see what the vibe was and everything like that. Just kind of see what was going on. I did that, and I was like, wow, this is a lot of fucking people up here and all this other stuff. And then I saw Stafford's, their comedy contest. They do a contest for that. I don't know if you talked about that before.
I think I mentioned it last time, but so today is Tuesday. We're actually, right after this podcast, me, you and Cody are going to Stafford's. And we're trying to win that $100, man. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Quentin Rosenzweig, the host of that show. Andre Rodriguez, also a phenomenal comic. He also hosts that show every night. Steps in for Quentin sometimes. It's a $100 prize for that, which is insane. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it because it concerns or it's regarding.
Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Don't say it.
We're not gonna say it. But we're going to Stafford's after this.
Yep, that's what we're doing. So that's what we're
if
doing.
you want to know what I was gonna say, just
DM him.
DM me, dude. Put it in the show notes, and I'll write it.
What a great fucking podcast! If you want to hear what I was gonna say, just DM me. Just send me a text message. Hit me up on Snapchat.
Yeah, if you look at the uncut version, you could send me a fucking letter from where Brett just told my address to everybody.
I shouted that shit up to the rooftop. I was like, he lives here!
Immediately. Welcome to the podcast. This is where he lives. Fuck. It's insane, dude.
God. Oh my god, zero hesitation.
Zero fucking hesitation. So you started with Stafford's. You did your first set. How did your first set go? And then do you remember like the jokes you read on your first set?
Oh, bro. Okay, so...
You like had it burned like in your memory?
I remember like writing for a while, and then I kept going, wow, these suck, and I kept deleting them, and then finally I was like, you know what, fuck it, I don't care. I know I'm gonna suck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do these jokes, and I kept on like procrastinating, because like that's why you see me write. A lot of times I'll write at the bar, right?
Yeah, I've seen you do that a lot. It's really impressive. Just like you write down premises, and then you're like, and then you get up there, and then you'll even like... It's not like you give yourself it out, but you like announce to the people, because usually you want to go up there with confidence and like swagger because the crowd sees that. But you walk up there and you go in fucking sweatpants and just a sweatshirt, like just not a care in the world. Like, hey guys, I just wrote this 5 minutes ago at the bar. Get ready to listen. And you're like, what? And the crowd's like, what is happening, dude? Are you sure? Like, have you done this before? But sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. But yeah, so it's just like, I'm just a huge procrastinator. Just anybody that knows me, I'm just kind of really bad about that. And it kind of forces me, like, that's the whole point I do that, why I at the bar sometimes, where I'm just like, all right, I need to really write some jokes here. And it's probably why I'll even say this right now, I am, like, I'm having a lot of really good, like, early success.
Yeah.
But I am probably the worst writer that I've ever met in the Savannah comic scene. Yeah, without question. Like, my writing is terrible.
I introduced you as one of the comics who writes the most. I guess you can write the most and still be a bad writer.
Still be ass. Like, that doesn't mean, you can be 4'8" and love basketball with all your heart. You're not making the NBA, buddy. But what I was about to say is, I do still write, like now I go through a different writing process, but at the time I would just, write it at the bar. Now I don't really do that now. Like on the way back, or over to the open mic I ran to over Stafford's. I about shouted out your address again. But over at Stafford's, I brought my computer with me. I can write there. I'll have like a full hour, but I do like a lot more writing. What I do now is where I don't work Fridays is like I'll sit down. I'll write, one draft of a joke on Friday. Then Sunday comes, I'll write another draft, and then on Monday, if I might write a third draft of that joke. And then once I say it at that Monday open mic, I then keep that joke, or we'll go to that Tuesday open mic, and I'm like, okay, these premises suck. I'm going to take those out. These I got some laughs to them. I'm going to keep those, but extend them out a little bit. Kind of expand on them. And usually by Tuesday, I'm like, okay, this is feeling good.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, I try them again. Okay, cool. And then, by Thursday, if I still have them, and they work good at like, Totally Awesome Bar or something like that, then I'm like, okay, now we're cooking with grease here,
Which Totally Awesome Bar is one of our Thursday spots. It's a tough room, I would say. But if you can get jokes off at Totally Awesome Bar, that joke is good. Right? It's a good premise, and if it gets laughs, they're like, this is a keeper. Because it's 30 pool tables in that place. And we're right next to it doing open mic. You ever try to pull someone away from a pool table they probably have money on those games, right? Like
some of them do.
They have money on those games. Like
some
they
of them
don't
definitely
give a shit about the jokes. Like, you know, so if you get the pool people to laugh, you're like, this joke is a banger, and I'm keeping it. I'm gonna ask you this because I run into this, and I'm sure a lot of other comics do. Have you ever had a joke premise that you want it to work so bad, right? Like you're I have this joke. I had this joke. It was
the pizza joke?
No, not the pizza joke. Well, I'll get into the pizza joke in a minute. But like, it was when I started comedy. I don't know if I mentioned this last podcast, but I took an 8-week class at Front Porch, and then we had a set there at the end of it, right? And during this 8 weeks, it was once a day or once a week. I think it was on Tuesdays, and it would force me to write. And because I would always be like, oh, that's funny, I should remember that, and I never remembered it, and I never write anything down. But this forced me to write down jokes and structure them and stuff like that. Well, I had this joke about going to Walmart, and there was buying a $12 watch at Walmart that was in a locked case. Mm-hmm. And I was like, who's fucking stealing $12 watches? And to me, it was so funny. But it just never landed. I could never round it out. And like I got after you get the watch, a Walmart employee has to walk you to the register. It's like an 80-year-old woman. I'm like, I'll rob you right now. Like, what do you? And I'm not gonna rob you for a $12 watch. But like, what do you? Like, you think you're gonna stop me? Aren't there is there security here? Like, shouldn't they be walking me? And she's like, she's like looking at me like, I hate this part of my job. Like, I don't give a fuck about this $12 watch. And I wanted that joke to work, and it just has never. Do you have a joke like that?
Oh, 100%. So the one that you saw me that I tried my hardest. Actually, there's two. Mm-hmm. There's one where this is a funny ass story. I knew a guy in college that he was dating a girl for a few months, and he was talking about even like marrying her one day.
Yeah.
And his girl left him, and I was like, "What the fuck happened to like your girlfriend, dude?" And he wouldn't talk about it. And I talked to one of his other friends. And it turns out he was a baseball coach at his like local high school.
Okay.
A player on his baseball team stole his girl, dude.
Oh, you have told me this. This is a real story?
Yeah, that was a true story. And the crazy thing was he was a junior in college, and the girl was a sophomore in college.
Yeah.
And so she broke up with him. She goes, I relate to him more. And it's because her and the other guy were both sophomores. The guy she left him for was a sophomore in high school.
Oh my!
That's crazy.
God.
And he said he couldn't even like coach the kid because like all the kids on the team knew about it. And
you
like
have to quit.
He still made it through. And whatnot, but I did add some things where it's like I embellished it where the kid is like talking shit to him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's because if it was me, I definitely would have, especially if it was a coach I hated. Like if I was sitting the bench, I'd have been like, you know what, fuck you. Like, I'd have been letting it rain, bro. I would have been talking all the shit.
Like, hey Jimmy, let's run some laps. Like, oh, really, Coach Cuck? Like, you want me to run some fucking laps here?
One of the punchlines I threw in there was like, saying that, he was talking to the kid and being like, you're not putting enough effort out there. And, me as a player, if I heard some shit like that in this situation, I would look at my coach and just be like, you know what? That's exactly why your girl left you for me. That's exactly what she said.
That kind of fucking attitude is what's good.
You weren't putting enough effort. I did.
What are the odds that coach listens to this podcast and just this is his 13th reason? He's just like, okay, all right, we're done here.
I would feel a little sad. I would at least a little bit sad.
Are you still friends? I don't know.
I mean, like Facebook friends.
That's
I guess.
crazy.
Like I don't really
That's
we weren't really like
hilarious.
friends. It was kind of like associates. Like
That's
I kind of knew him. He was a friend of a friend that would kind of sit at our cafeteria,
right?
And whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the information from. I was like, what the fuck happened? Because I was
funny
seeing him all
thing,
the time.
like when you have a friend of a friend, like I can't think of like someone in my life and who that would be, but like. Whenever the middleman of that friend of a friend friendship leaves the room, you're just like,
what do we talk about?
Yes, hey man, do you have shoes? I have shoes. They're lace. I lace mine too. Also, like just crazy shit.
Or they just say crazy shit that you're like, I don't have a witness anymore. Imagine
if it like every time that friend met, he was just like really mean to the other person.
The other guy leaves and he goes, he has kids in his basement. I don't know if you know this. They're trapped down there.
Or like the friend leaves and he just looks at you and goes, I fucking hate you. The only reason I'm here is to hang out with this other guy. You're a piece of shit and I don't love you. Like just great. And then your friend, the anchor friend comes back. You're like, what do I do? Do I throw away this friendship?
No,
I don't know what to do.
He has like that girl friendship. He just acts completely into like, oh my god, I love you guys. Like, you guys are my boys. Like,
all of you, both of you, equally in my eyes, are my boys. I would never say anything bad.
Oh my god.
And then like you like dap it out, and he looks at you. He's like, I'll fucking kill you.
That should be a skit. We gotta do that.
That's a good skit.
Anybody that's listening to this right now, that's mine.
Yeah.
That's ours. Me and him.
Which I'm glad you mentioned that. So part of the blooper reel brand, right? At some point, we have a couple sketches and a couple skits in the works right now. We've pitched them and we've kind of worked them through. So on our YouTube channel, and like I'm gonna go ahead and apologize one more time, okay? I am an amateur comic, okay? I don't know how to video edit, so you didn't have a video for the first podcast. But for this podcast, this episode right here. So episode number 2, you will have a video on the Blooper Reel YouTube channel. I promise you that. The camera that's recording right now, it's a brand new camera. No big deal. I bought it. I didn't buy food. I bought this camera. Do you have more like extra food? Did you bring some?
No, fuck you.
You're just like, I told you I'm eating 1 meal a day, dude.
I eat 1 meal a day. That's for me. That's for daddy. He needs his carbs.
Yeah.
He needs his protein.
But no, that's let's see. So what else do we want to get into? We've talked about like your writing process stuff. Like we talked about your influences. What would you say is like the end goal for you comedy wise?
To blow up and act like I don't know nobody. I was playing
That's the dream.
Shout out to old Riff Raff, by the way. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen. I just want to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. That is so goddamn funny. Oh my god! But at the end of the day, like I want this to be like right now it's a side hustle that it's really a hobby,
Yeah.
but it's a side hustle that I want to compared to like my full-time job that I want to switch the two things, you know what I mean? To where that can be my main job and my current job that I do, turns into my side hustle,
right.
You know what I mean? And make enough to where I'm like, you know what, this is pretty good. I don't need to be fucking Matt Rife selling out, stadiums and shit like that, or Shane Gillis selling out stadiums and making $100,000 a show. I don't need all that, you know what I mean? Like, if I honest to God, if I were to, do comedy full time and they were like, yeah, you can make like $100,000 a year if you quit your job and everything right now and just do like comedy full time, I would 100% like never go to school again. I wouldn't, work my full time job. I would be completely satisfied at like doing that for the rest of my life. Completely okay.
What an awesome life that would be. Like you go to work and you're just like your job is like, what do you do? Like I just go and like I talk shit and people laugh and it's fun. I just have fun all day, which I'm sure there's comedians. So there was one point, right? Like me and you, and I told you, like, I actually took a step away from stand-up for a little bit. I'll hit, like, maybe, I was hitting 6 mics a week. I think you're constantly hitting 6 mics a week.
Minimum,
right? Minimum 6 mics a week. But it got to the point where it wasn't fun for me anymore. And I was stressing about going to an open mic. I was like, I need material. I need to make sure these jokes land. And I was like, it wasn't fun for me anymore. And I was like, and I think... Nate Sesko, I mentioned him on the other episode too. Nate, phenomenal comic, like just hilarious dude. And he was like, you guys have to, you have to remember to make it fun. If you do this and you're just like miserable up there on stage, the crowd knows, your material doesn't go up, even if you have a great joke. But like if you're not having fun with it, like everyone knows, right? And you're just not gonna get any laughs. And that's the point I was at. And I was like, okay. And I took like a little step back and I went back and I've just been having a blast. Like last night, Portal Bar, like it was so much fun. Like everyone was having a good time, everyone was laughing. It was a really good crowd. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you ever
I get
hit
that
point where you're just like, okay,
and that's just
I'm just a piece of
I'm
shit.
like, it sounds like a you problem, you fucking lazy piece of shit. You fucking scumbag. But for real, I kind of like when I started this and to where I want this so bad.
I know.
You know what I mean? I want this more than anything. Like if I was starving, literally haven't eaten in days, and someone offers me food or more stage time, I'm grabbing the microphone. You know what I mean? Like I just want this. Like I love, my job and kind of what I do, but like I love being an entertainer. I love going out there and making people laugh. I love that people come up to me afterwards and say, you were awesome. That made my night. Like shit like that makes me feel so good about myself. Now, obviously, if I went up there and just bombed every night and everybody was just like, wow, that guy fucking sucks, I'd be like, all right, maybe just take a step back.
Which there's sometimes people don't. There's some people like, and there's some people, we're not going to mention any names. No names, but there's sometimes where we're like, hey, I don't think this is for you.
Bro, like, if I was as bad as they were for, like, as long as they've been doing it, I would literally just have quit years ago. Like, I'm not kidding at all. Like, it's kind of nuts. Like, and here's the thing, though. Like, that's okay. Like, I shouldn't be talking shit at all, okay? Because, they're following their dreams. Like, and I'm still, as much as he's, glazing me over here. Make sure to wipe your chin while you're done, by the way. But,
I'm saving it for later.
Goddamn
snack.
But at the end of the day, like I know, like compared to like Shane Gillis, Trevor Wallace, fucking Jay Okerson, like a lot of these big comics, right? That I am terrible compared to those guys. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like I have a ton of confidence. I feel like for a guy that's only at 7 months in, that I feel really good about myself. I feel really good.
I think you're doing phenomenal, man. For where you're at, I think you're doing great.
It's just that after so long, like my what I tricked myself into doing is saying no matter what, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how much you bomb in a row, like, because there was a streak where I was like 3 weeks in a row where I was going to every single open mic and show. I completely bombed because where I constantly write, and like I said, like, I'm a terrible writer.
Yeah.
And they were just bad, and every single time I would just, because I also kind of forgot my process.
Right.
So what I was doing was I would kind of like sometimes be like, let me try this new joke on a Thursday. I'd be like, or I'd write like 2 or 3 new jokes. I'd try it on a Thursday, and it would throw things off because it's like the whole reason I do it on a Monday is because it's mainly just a comics bar. Like I can't work on crowd work because like they're not going to respond like that.
Right.
And it's not like a real audience. Like it's not like actual people paying to go in there to see that. And so, it's best to kind of just throw out a premise. 'Cause I don't really care if I bomb there. You know what I mean? That shit doesn't matter. Yeah. So I throw out a premise basically to kind of just be like, okay, is this funny? Like, what do you think? Is at least the premise funny? Do you get some giggles here and there? Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, I revise it on Tuesday and then continue. And what I was doing is that I was kind of getting away from that. I would throw random jokes here and there. And I'm like, you know what, fuck, I'm not going through my step-by-step process that I like to do. Yeah. And that's when my shit just sucks. And that's why, like, recently, like, the last, like, week or two, I've actually been, like, I'm back on track now the last 2 weeks, I'd say, compared to like before. Like before, like there were, like I said, 3 week stretch where I was like, holy crap, I was getting beaten down.
Do you remember I talked about this last time. So when we went to Orlando, do you remember Chronic Guru?
Oh my god.
Do you remember the host of Chronic Guru?
Yes.
What was her name?
I cannot.
It's not Jenna. Jenna, I think, was at Bow Spot.
Yeah, she has Bow. I can't remember. We can look.
We'll look it up. Later,
we'll shout her out later on Instagram.
We'll shout her out later. Yeah. But do you remember my performance?
Yes.
At Chronic Guru.
Unforgettable.
Which I'm gonna ask you after this what your worst bomb is, but that was the worst bomb I've ever had in my life. You recorded it on my phone for me. I haven't watched it to this day. I'm terrified,
brother.
It gives me anxiety, dude. To like, and I was up there. I didn't make it the full 10 minutes. I guess I was at this, or I was dying, and I asked her, I was like, how much time do I have? She's like, you're done. And I asked, she was like, hey, did I do 10? He's like, she cut you off at 7. And I was like, oh my God. Do you remember what the guy in the crowd said to me?
Yeah.
Because I was spiraling a little bit, and you and Andre told me, like, hey, when you're doing that, like, just, like, get the crowd involved a little bit. And I was like, it was this couple, and I was like, hey, what it's first date? And she goes, just do some jokes, man. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I was like, I thought I was. I'm trying.
Bro.
Dude. And the thing is, this is Tracy. Love Tracy, right? Mm-hmm. He goes, that's low-key, man. Just like, he's just low-key all the time. But he's just like, what if, like, they were just high and it was a bad crowd? And I was like, yeah, I get that. I thought about that. But then Bret went up right after me and fucking crushed. So I don't think that's what it was.
It was a great feeling. Here's the thing: is I respect you. I think you are actually like a funny comic.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, not every crowd is gonna like every comedian. Yeah. Like I just ate shit. I did 3 shows on Saturday, and where 2 of them I bombed, but at the last one I went over and I did really well. I killed. Yeah. Like I had absolute blast. But that Orlando trip was so great. Two of the comics that were on that I'm still angry with you because we didn't get to network with them. We're friends with Cam Patterson, and so I was like, "There's
was
people
it at Chronic?
Yeah, it was at Chronic.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, we were in such a time crunch. Remember, it was just like go.
We should have just not went to the other open mic.
We should not have. We should mention it. We should not. Yeah, we should have stayed at Chronic Guru. Because then Tracy and Milo could have gotten on that open mic they were having later on that night too.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what I was about to say was what was just so like funny is like I was like, you know what would be so hilarious? So we go all the way down here and bomb at the weed bar.
Dude,
you know?
And I did. And so like you were talking about like that like run of like
That's how you know
like
that weak shit, by the way.
Do what?
That's how you know that weak shit.
Yeah, bro. Like well I had like or like really strong shit and they were just like no, that's not the case. I don't know. I just wasn't funny that night. That's what I wasn't funny. But like when that happens and you're like, okay, you drive 3.5, 4 hours to get there, and you're like, okay, we're gonna do for literally probably about roughly 20 minutes of comedy is what we drove there for, and then drove back that same night, and it's so demoralizing. Like I did all of this, drove here, and got here, and died
on the one show you were trying to kill on.
Yeah,
that was the most important one. That was the showcase. We did a
that
bunch
was
of open
the one,
mics.
Yeah,
we were literally there for that to network, to meet people, to like show out.
Yeah.
And he just ate, and like at the time, like normally I kind of like when you get to a certain point, you know, with like your friends and like you're actually like good comedians and you're both like doing really well at the time, you actually do at a certain point will actually kind of laugh like when you see one of your buddies like eat shit up there. Yeah. And normally I would have laughed my ass off, but it was so bad that I literally was like starting to sweat. I was like, fuck, I'm next. Like I was like, they're gonna fucking hate me. I was like, they're gonna end up beating his ass when he gets off stage, and then I'm gonna go up there and be like, okay, back to the comedy. Like, you know?
Dude, the thing, like it's not like I was working new material. I was bringing the classics, like you know, the heavy hitters, like the ones that I know get laughs, and they're like, we hate you,
bro. When they lighted you, I saw the light and everything, and I looked over and I saw 7 minutes, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
I was like, you know what though, honestly, like if it had been me, I'd have been like, oh thank fuck.
I 100%. I was like, please, God, thank you.
Get me off this fucking
please,
shit.
Like, I need to leave the city of Orlando and never go back. Oh my god. But so like right after that, there was probably I was questioning like my entire existence. I was just like, I guess I'm not funny. Like, I guess I had just a couple good sets and that's it for me. Like, that was the end of I'll never be funny again in my life. And like I was hitting open mics, dying at like Savannah, regular open mics that I've hit before and crushed at. I was dying at those, and I was like, I guess I don't have it anymore. And it was Frosty Frogs, because I had asked Emma Cavello. Shout out to Emma. I was like, hey, can I please get on Frogs? And she like hooked me up, like helped me get on there. And I went on Frogs, and I crushed. And it was such a good feel. I was like, thank God. I'm validated once again. And you mentioned this too, like, so making a crowd full of or a room full of people laugh, great feeling. But I think it is better whenever you're not on stage and like some patron or bar person comes up to you just out of their own like, you know, like thing. They're like, hey man, that was a really good set. You're like, thanks. Thank you, dude. Oh, it's such a good feeling. You ever get that feeling where you're like, where you walk into a room, you feel the energy, right? Like, it doesn't always happen, but like you'll go into like, let's say like McDonald's, right? And you'll go in there and you're like, oh, this is the night, right? Like the crowd's here, like no one's too crazy drunk and everything. And then, yeah, like, I'm sitting there. This is me. Like, I'm sitting there. I'm chomping at the bit. Like, let me get on that stage. Let me get on that stage. Have you had that?
Oh, 100%. Like, there are times, like, even at, like, Tab, like, fucking, I've only think I've bombed twice at Tab. And I usually fucking love that crowd.
Yeah.
And I even had times actually at a show when I did one at the VFW where I was, like, leaving. And this girl, as I was leaving, was like, oh, my God, you're going to be performing tonight? I was like, I already just did. And she goes, oh, damn, he's funny as shit. And I was like, oh, shit, I got a fan. Like, but like I get that a lot. Like I'll hear people like before I go on stage like, oh, he's performing tonight when I'm at like Tab and stuff like that.
No, that's
and
awesome.
I get that. I'm like, yeah, I'm here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty good at this. Obviously, just reference. Like, there's a lot of companies out there that are much better than me. I do.
It's a good feeling.
I'm doing a lot of this, admittedly. Like, I am actually for the most part humble, but like I do this so that, you know, I don't quit. Like, one of the things that, you know, like how you talked about is like, I will never take a break until what my promise to myself is kind of like a gym thing where it's like, I will not take a break from comedy until at least 5 years.
Yeah.
And the reason why is I just want to see like where my career is at in
Right.
that. And then to kind of evaluate, okay, is this still worth it to like continue to do this
Yeah.
at this point? But until then, like I'm going to take every little bit and be delusional and be like, you know what? I'm fucking awesome. You know what I mean? And do that. That's what motivates me is like, got to keep going, got to keep going, got to keep going, got to keep going. Can't stop, won't stop. 5 years, got to go, you know? And so that's what it's like. It's like quit tomorrow. I heard on a podcast where it's like a guy that was talking about, he's going through trying to be a Navy SEAL. Right. And they were doing Hell Week, and they would tell us, just quit tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just keep saying to yourself, quit tomorrow instead. And so that's why no matter how bad it feels for me, I'm never a quitter anyways, but like shit like that where it's just like I'm bombing all the time and not having fun, doing whatever. And just like, you know what? I can always turn this around. Just reset, get through it. No matter how bad that fucking set was, you know, because I've had some horrific bombs. Everyone does. If you ever do comedy, by the way, just be prepared. You're going to see some shit. You're going to go through some hell to tell some jokes.
Bad. So I want you to get into one of your bombs, the one that sticks out to you most. But I want to talk about this. This reminded me of it. So I was watching an interview. You know John Krasinski plays Jim in The Office. Huge Office fan, by the way. I've seen that entire series probably 30 times. I love that show. But he's sitting there, and I guess he was like in school, and then he was talking to his mom, and he goes, I want to move to New York City and act. And just like it was something he was passionate about and he hadn't talked about it. He like told his mom, don't quote me on this, I may be fucking this story up entirely. And his mom's like, all right, well, you have to make me a promise, like if in 2 years or something like that, if you haven't made it, you will know when to quit. And he goes, okay. So he was in New York and like hitting his 2-year mark, and he's just like, okay, I fucking hate this. This is awful. Like, just a struggling actor in New York, just like, this is the worst shit ever. And then he, like, called his mom and was just like, I'm done. Like, I'm ready to come home. It's over. I tried, gave the shot. Here's my end date. I had it. We agreed on this. And his mom goes, just give it, like, another week. Give it another week. By the end of the week, nothing's happening. Come home. Like, we'll take care of it. And he said, within that week, he got signed on for The Office.
Insane.
Isn't that crazy?
That's fucking
Isn't
nuts.
that a week? And like it would be so different, you know. Like, I don't know. I think about that a lot.
1 week can change your life. One moment can change your life. One moment can change your life. One fucking joke. You know how many comedians that have blown up? Just like we talked about Kill Tony. I talked about that earlier. Is like it's all you only get like 1 minute of like pre-jokes, then you're doing the interview section. Like 1 minute of good jokes can literally change your life. That's one thing. Is like I don't hate Kill Tony. Like it's just that it's just not for me because like a lot of those comedians that go on there are just like ass. You know what I mean? And what I hate is like the motherfuckers that go on there. It's like, oh, this is my first time doing comedy. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
like there's millions of people watching this. Yeah, like you had to have been on there doing like a dare or something.
You remember that? It was a cowboy and he was like hauling cattle or something. He was going through Austin, and it was his first time ever doing comedy. And like he got up there and just crushed.
I don't.
You don't remember this guy? You have to watch. It was literally his first time. I mean, but that's not the norm, right? Like that doesn't happen. It's a fluke, like lightning in a
100%.
You know, like and then so like your method to make sure that you don't quit, that you still maintain that drive, is kind of like fake the funk, right? Like to tell yourself, like I am good at this. No matter how many times I'm good at this. Like people, I think that's the key between successful people and not successful people, right? Like. I don't remember who told me this or if I heard it somewhere or something like that, but it's like if you just do something to the best of your ability, no matter how many times you fail, if you just keep doing it and you're consistent with it, there's no chance you'll fail. You know what I mean? It's like David Goggins, right? Like his method is whatever he's like doing his 800-mile runs or whatever, he's in his head and he describes it as I'm in an ice cave. And you're like, you're a psychopath. What? And he's like, yeah, when I'm like in this thing and I'm like trapped and I want to quit, I'm in an ice cave and I'm just making this ice cave bigger and bigger and bigger. And like, that's how he gets through, like whatever your method is, like you have to separate your brain from all the terrible shit you're dealing with or your terrible bombs and just whatever's going on in life. If you have a goal, you need to like detach yourself and put in your happy place and be like, this is where my happy place is. Everything here sucks. I'm going to separate myself just so I can like get through this shitty, because you have to go through shitty times to like really appreciate and find success, I think. I don't know if any of that made sense. I'm just talking out of
No,
ass.
I wish you'd look at the camera like, that was all bullshit.
That was
By the
all
way, I made
bullshit.
that up. David Goggins didn't actually say that. It could have been Gandhi. I don't fucking know. But
he comments on you. You're just like, I'm not an ice cake pussy. I'm just better than you.
as soon as I was born, I was the best at whatever I did. That's the average Twitter interaction, by the way, that you have. It's just like, wow, it's really tough in America right now. And then he's like, no, it's not, pussy. I make 6 figures a month on passive income only. It's like, shut the fuck up.
So, but yeah, I want to talk to you. So my worst, I would say, is Orlando. For sure, worst bomb.
Yeah.
And I talked about it a lot in the last podcast, so I won't get into it. But I am interested in hearing about what is your first, like, tell me, like, what your set was leading up to it. Tell me, like, where it was at. And tell me at what, because sometimes you know before you even go up on stage. You have, like, this, like, this is not going to go well. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like, so tell me about it.
Okay, so there's this place that we've done a whole bunch called Rogue Water. Okay, it's a bar
on
MLK in Savannah.
Yeah.
Okay, and so Quinn Rosenzweig also hosts that and runs that.
Yeah, he does.
And before I'm not trying to talk shit about Rogue Water, so I'm just letting you all know that in this story, probably you described it. For a comedian, there's been out-of-town comedians that have come in and been like, wow, this is like hell on earth. Because in this upstairs area that we're having, it's a bunch of, like, on average, a shit ton of, like, 21-year-olds that are, like, piss drunk. I mean, like, literally are like, about one more sip of a beer away from just vomiting everywhere. Yeah. And they're just, I mean, it's just crazy. It's havoc. But the thing is, though, is that I'm not trying to talk shit about this show, is that because that just makes you a better comic. And the reason why I keep wanting doing that show, and to me, any comic that avoids doing a show like that, you're soft. And here's what I mean by that, is that if you crush in there consistently, you're very good at comedy. Because I've seen really good comics go in there, like fucking Lance Weiss went in there.
Yeah.
And he did good. The people that were paying attention, he like, they loved him. But there were still a lot of people that weren't laughing at his jokes because they just weren't paying attention. And it's one of those things where it's like if you want to work on crowd work, that's the crowd to do it. You have to, like, fucking grab them. You literally have to grab them by the head and make them pay attention. So, and, like, there's a lot of times where it's the best room ever too. Like there's a lot of times where they're all drunk, but they're, like, happy drunk. They're just wanting to be along. They want to be involved.
They want to laugh. They want to have fun.
First 2 shows I did there, I didn't do very good. One I bombed, and then one did kind of okayish. 10 times in a row, though, I killed. And I was feeling fantastic. There's that one where I showed up late where I don't know if you were there, but I remember that Cody and a bunch of our group was there and, like, yeah, this room sucks. It was weird. Like, a guy came up and, like, took the mic out of you guys' hands. And this is leading up to your worst bomb.
I wasn't there that
night.
This
is leading up to my worst bomb, though. I swear to God. And so, basically what happened was I went up there and I crushed, and I was, like, talking shit. I was like, these guys in the back said you guys weren't any fun. Like, they just fucking suck. So, but I said that obviously as a joke. Yeah. And then afterwards, I'm not gonna lie, I felt amazing. I was like, dude, like, I'm the fucking man. Yeah. And I regret doing that. The next Saturday, bro, I invited people. Okay. One of my friends was like, hey, my wife's out of town. I have nothing to do. I'm gonna go there. And I was also getting a haircut that earlier that day, and they were like, there were some people I knew. They were like, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, hey, gonna do something? Like, we'll swing through. I was like, cool. And this is why I won't invite people to my fucking shows anymore, dude. It was this bad, dude. It was a disaster. Really? And I'm letting you all know this because I like talking about this, and I definitely want to talk about this more on, like, an actual, like, full YouTube video and go into detail. And I'm obviously going to talk about the details here, but just where it's just, like, its own solo thing because this is just so bad, dude. I plan on, like, releasing the full set one day if I ever, like, make it, just to show other comics just, like, how bad it can get. Yeah. Because be
prepared for this. This is where it
is okay. So I go up there, and, you know, I'm the first one up, okay? And so you don't really know what's happening. Like, I hate going first. Actually, I don't really hate going first. Sometimes I hate going first. The reason why is because you just don't know what the room's going to be. I'm usually good enough to where I'm like, you know what, it doesn't matter. I can just go up there and do well anyways. It doesn't really matter.
You need one martyr, right?
Yeah, you need one guy.
One guy, just cannon fodder. You're like, get in there, buddy. Let's test the water.
Be the sacrificial lamb.
Let us know where the sharks are. Yeah.
But I went up there, dude, and I started out my set, and I knew immediately because I usually have, how I like to structure my sets is I usually have 3 quick hitters
Yeah.
where I make fun of the host, one where I make fun of either or I make fun of the previous comic or myself, and then I make fun of like something I observe in the crowd or something like that. Just 3 quick sentences that I throw out there that just gets everybody to pay attention, laugh. I did that and not one fucking laugh. Okay. And so I then did my country roads bit just because I was like, okay, you guys aren't laughing at that, but you'll laugh at this. And they started laughing. And then I saw this woman in the front, and I do a ton of crowd work, and this is the type of crowd work you have to do. If you do crowd work, you'll do great. I'm like, okay, I need to do some crowd work here.
I think Andre told me that, and he was just like, his advice for like crowd work was just like, sometimes you just have to go up there with nothing.
Yep.
And it's terrifying.
Oh, I don't mind that, but not for like a show, not like
not
that.
for like a show.
Open mic.
Yeah, open mic.
It's okay. Do not do that for a show, especially not regular.
By the way, Andre is probably one of the best, if not the best comedian I've seen that can grab a crowd that's not paying. I don't know if it's his voice, if it's cadence or what's going on, or his presence, but he can just like take a crowd that's just could not care less about the mic or the stage, and you're just like, everyone look at me, and they'll do it. And it's like an impressive talent to have. So,
100%. Yeah. And that's one thing that's like at another bomb, my previous worst bomb, that I did another show at good old El Rocco. That's when I started. I was like, you know what? I need to start doing crowd work because I wasn't doing any crowd work before that. And in bar shows like that, you have to. Like, I'm telling you, any new comedians are starting off like this. I know, like, don't just be the idiot that just shows up like at every show that just has no written jokes and never tells them and shit like that, or they'll tell like 1 or 2 jokes and then just off the cuff does it the whole time, and at least until you get good at it, because it's a skill. Like, it takes time. You gotta like practice it to get better at it.
100%, yeah.
And but basically what happens is I have a crowd work joke where I basically make fun of somebody that looks really drunk, and this lady looked really drunk, and so I said it, and then I started kind of going in on her, and she got so offended, she stood up and like got in my face and was like, I'm right here, come on. And like, I thought she was gonna hit me.
Was she like in the front row, like in that?
She was in the front row. Yeah, she stood up and was like on the stage. She put my own foot on the stage. And I was like, yo, ma'am, like, it's a fucking joke. Calm down. Yeah. And her husband grabbed her and like took her out of the room.
Okay.
And like, I was like, it's like, they're totally getting divorced tomorrow. I was like, she's gonna beat the shit out of him as I get onto the street. And everyone laughed at him, like, okay, thank God. And but how it happened was that this guy and his
that was what you said to recover from that.
Oh yeah,
like, yeah.
And
okay.
I got some laughs. Yeah. Thank God. I was like, okay, we're back in it, all right? Because I was like kind of shocked because like normally that doesn't throw me through a loop, but she seemed like she was about to punch me, and I'm like, I'm not, you know.
She had to have been dealing with something else. She had like a rough day. Something had to have been going on, man.
But she was pissed drunk, I think is what it was. She was like completely totally
That'll
hammered. And but some other people came in, and I was like, oh, thank God. And I tried talking to them for a little bit, but to no laughs. Like, I was like, okay, well, that fucking sucks. And so I was so rattled. I was trying to tell jokes, and I was fucking them up.
That's what happened to me. I start spiraling and like,
Yep. I was telling my jokes wrong, and I was just, and then getting no laughs. So I'm like, well, if I'd said it correctly, that would have been great. And then the people that came in, it was a guy and 2 girls. They started like talking shit to me, and I was like, you know what, buddy, you seem to know what's funny, and he's obviously really drunk too. And I was like, here, have the mic, because I was trying to like recover. I'm like, fuck, I just need to regain composure.
Right.
And and that's another thing. Never, ever, 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 ever in a million years. Yeah, thank you, my special assistant. Like, didn't have enough evers on there.
I'm helping.
Jesus Christ. But anyways, you know, don't ever give them the mic, because that is your power. Like, when you're if you have a heckler talking shit to you, what you say is going to be funnier because you are louder by default by having a microphone in your hand. Right. If you give that to them, then everything's going to go out of control. I gave it to him. I literally was just like, hold this for a minute while I recover. And because I was like, you know, maybe he has something funny to say. Because he wasn't like talking shit to me like in like a super mean way. I was just like, I think he was kind of he was just trying to be funny. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just give it to him. And because I was literally still shook about like the woman, you know, I'm just like, okay, I just need to. And well, it wasn't just that. It was also me fucking up my jokes.
Hold on, wait. So you're still on stage.
Yes.
The guy comes up on stage?
This is within like 3 minutes.
So he's up on stage with you and you give him
he's not
one?
on stage. He was off the stage, but I handed him the mic.
So like right next to it, like in that lower area.
He was right beside the stage too.
Yeah.
And so I didn't let him like walk away with it. And he kept talking, and I was like, okay, that's enough time now. And I gave it to him for like 30 seconds. I had to literally rip it from his hands.
Was he saying anything funny?
No, he said nothing. Of course not. Like,
Okay.
what are you talking
Yeah,
about? He was
okay.
not going to say.
Could you imagine if he
said
crushed?
something? Oh, bro, I would have been
Could you
kind of
imagine if he
humiliated.
crushed?
I'd have probably ripped that. As soon as he would have gotten his first laugh, I would have been like, all right, hand it back. Like, fuck you. This is my stage time. But I took back the mic, and I started telling jokes, and no one's laughing, and he's sitting there like actually talking mad shit, and I'm like, can you just shut the fuck up? And we finally started going back and forth, and he, is acting like, again, like he's gonna act like he's gonna like charge the stage or something like that at this point, and then he calmed down, and I get through it, and I finally get to the end of it, and Quentin flashed me at like 8 minutes, and I was like, you know what, guys, I have this recorded. This shit is definitely getting fucking deleted. I was like, this has been. I would say that I've had a good time here, but I sure as fuck didn't. Fuck you guys.
You said to the crowd, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I walked off the stage, and I swear to God, everyone in the crowd, or the other comedians, looked at me and were like, oh my God, dude. And they were like, I'm so sorry that had to happen to you. And next up was Nate Sesko, I think, or maybe it was Lily Deacon, two other really funny local comedians. And they did okay. They did. No, it was Elijah Mingus went up.
I don't think I know that is.
Improv comedian. He doesn't really do stand up anymore. He mainly just does improv.
Yeah.
He went up there and crushed. That one guy was trying to heckle him, and bro, he handled him.
Really,
bro, he fucking murdered him, like killed him on the stage. And they finally were just like, the guy was acting like he was gonna fight him, and then finally security had enough and just like took him out.
Good.
And
why did it take so long,
bro? Because he calmed down before, like in the middle of shit talking me, because I was kind of just like, hey man, let me just tell my jokes.
Yeah.
Whatever, and we did that, and he did his thing, and everyone was doing their thing, and while I was sitting there, like Andre went up there and his shit was insane too, because one guy in the middle of a set tried to go over and like hug him. It was one of Quinn's friends who's a jiu-jitsu guy. And so he tried to go up and like hug him on stage. He's like, dude, give me a hug. And Andre just shoves him. He's like, get the fuck away from me. And but they were about to kick him out, and Quinn's like, oh, I know that guy. Keep him in. I was like, what the fuck? Like, dude, this is dangerous at this point. He was a big fucking guy too. And he was a jiu-jitsu guy, so he would have like probably fucking killed Andre, But no, he was just drunk. He was just a fun guy. He was trying to. There
was no malice behind it.
There's no malice. And he was cool about it. They actually shook hands after. It's like, well, bro, it's okay.
Hey, you just can't. You can't Will Smith that Rogue Water, dude.
Bro, what happened that was just so much worse is that like Andre made fun of this guy's hair, and I laughed at it, and he looks over to me and goes, what are you laughing at, motherfucker? You're going bald. And I literally
he like kicked you while you were down.
Yeah,
like,
and I was so fucking mad, dude. I literally was like, I'm sitting there like, I was so mad, bro. I was looking at this guy, and I was like, you're a fucking bitch. And he looks at his friend, and he's like, and his friend, and by the way, I totally forgot to tell this part. These two in the middle of my set started wrestling, and they were wrestling in the front row. I swear to God, they did. They started wrestling and got drinks everywhere.
Yeah.
And the bartender came over and was like, hey guys, stop fighting. And they're like, oh, we're just wrestling, dude.
Whatever that is, stop.
Yeah, and they stopped, and it was fucking nuts.
This isn't a cookout in the trailer park. Like, what are you doing? Stop.
They just started wrestling. They were just on the mat, I guess.
Yeah.
And but then he's like, oh, dude, stop. Don't do it. And I was like, I was sitting there because they were like little as fuck. I was I was like, I don't care. Like, dude, come over. I'm beating your ass.
You should have left, bro. After that,
I did leave. I should have left because I wanted to support my fellow comics. And you know what? Another thing too is another guy. I totally forgot another guy that kind of heckled me. He heard my punchline. He heard my punchline and he goes, ha. Wow, hilarious. And it was so bad, dude. I was just like, I was like, yeah, it was.
So we're at a that's an awful bomb story. That's insane.
Let me kind of finish on this, but this is the last guy that I remember that heckled me.
How many fucking people mess with you tonight, dude?
I just had the full video, and
God, you have to send me that video.
I will.
We have to post this on the YouTube channel.
Eventually I'm going to post this on YouTube.
Yes,
but like it's going to be like a comparison of me like crushing, and then that's what I plan to do.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And but anyways, I was talking to this guy. he came up to me and started talking to me afterwards, and he goes, "Oh, dude, I'm in a band. Like, I get it. Sometimes, like, it's just a bad crowd." And I literally looked at him and I was like, "You were fucking heckling me. What the fuck are we talking about? You were you're telling me it's a bad crowd. You were the crowd.
You were part of the problem, dude.
You were one of the 4 people that were shit talking to me.
Ruining my life.
The other 3 tried to punch me, dude. And then you tried to embarrass me. You're like, fuck you up too." But after I left, and I didn't cry or nothing, but I swear to God, I was looking in the mirror and I was like, "You're a fucking king, dude. You're funny. You're better than all this fucking ass."
You're not balding.
He's like, "Bro, that's why I grew out the top of my hair, and I haven't cut the top of my hair yet, because I'm like, I just gonna cover the bald spots with hair."
Dude, so that's a wild bomb. I feel like my bomb story isn't even that bad, but I know like how you felt. Like, don't try to punch me. That other guy, if I kept pushing, might have tried to. He's a big motherfucker too. But that's a wild bomb. So we have to get this out to the people. The people want to see 100%. You fail.
I may have deleted it, but I'm pretty sure I did.
We got to find. And then if you do that, I'll post my Orlando video.
Hell yeah.
All right, but we're at like an hour and 4 minutes on this podcast.
Damn.
Yeah, it goes by quick, man. I'm telling you. So let me. One thing I do want to mention, and then I'm gonna let you plug your shows that are coming up, plug your social medias and everything like that. This one story. So you mentioned like you were messing up the order of your jokes. This reminded me. We were at El Rocco, and probably that Saturday. El Rocco's on a Monday. Not anymore. It's closed, but it was hosted by M Joy, and I think Saturday, me, you, and Cody were at Java Burrito. And we were running joke premises, and I was helping you out with a joke where it was like your grandmother, your great aunt at Thanksgiving, and being like how she's just like, I don't want to butcher your joke, but it was like about her like just being mean and like not believing in you. And then you segued to like this cat online that just like fucks shit up and like it hits people as just a piece of shit cat. And then
look up Maxwell the Cat on TikTok. By the way, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That.
And then so you're supposed to tell the great aunt joke, and then you're supposed to tell the cat joke, and then you were supposed to say, "I want to put a GoPro on my like aunt, and then I want the cat and my aunt to fight." And it was like a good callback, like tied the joke together, great premises. It was hilarious. Well, you went to El Rocco to run it, and you fucked it up so bad. Fucked it up like a football bat, buddy.
Here's what happened on that. So what I did is I talked about, when I wrote those jokes, I wrote the Maxwell the Cat one, then the aunt one. And also, if my aunt is listening to this, like, it's just a joke. I didn't actually, But anyways, I wrote the cat joke first, and then with some other jokes, and then my aunt joke.
Yeah.
So how I go through my go through my process is, like I said, on that Monday, I try to do 5 minutes of the new jokes and premises. That's what I did, and that cat joke was the last one. So, and I was like, well, okay, I'll try out this aunt thing that I was supposed to add on later.
Yeah.
I'll try it later because I still got to go through these. And then Monday comes, and I was like, okay, let's start on the fucking aunt thing. And it's just like, you need to tell the fucking cat one first. It doesn't make any sense.
So you told the cat one, and then I don't even think you told the aunt joke. You just go, at the end of the cat joke, you go, "I want this cat to fight my aunt." And the crowd's like, "What are you talking about?"
I'm like, whoops.
Dude, and I was up next, and I was right there off stage, and you looked at me. I'm like, what the? That's not at all what we fucking talked about, dude.
I'm like looking at you like, you told me this was going to be funny.
Dude, it was so, sometimes it'd be like that, dude. That's all you have to chalk it up sometimes.
Oh,
but, no, man, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man. I know when I started this podcast, like, you were one of the people that were like really supported me and really believed in it. So thank you so much for being on here, and you absolutely will be on here again. But once that 5-year mark hits, though, dude, and you're not making it, you better not ever come on this podcast again, dude. But
Thanks
go
for
ahead.
The comments. Thanks for the comments.
Thanks for the comments. But yeah, man, go ahead and plug your social medias. Just tell it to the camera. Let the people know where they can find you, shows that are coming up, things like that.
Cool. Awesome. All right. First, Tybee Post Theater, April 1st. You can go online. You can go on my Instagram. I have a poster for that. There's a QR code. You can go on typeofposttheater.com. They'll have tickets sold there. I think it's 400 seats is what it seats up to.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, we're trying to get that stuff filled out. I'm only doing 5 minutes just because there's only a limited amount of time, and they kind of just added me on. Like, Quinn was like, yeah, we'll have you on all the shit, even if it's just 5 minutes, and I'm still getting put on it. I'll fucking take whatever I can.
Yeah, stage time.
Like, before I was supposed to do another show, and he was going to give me like 20, and you know what I mean? So it's no big deal. And there's some other really fucking hilarious comedians like Derek Marshall. He talked about, he was, that guy that inspired me. Him and Sam Talent inspired me to do comedy. He's going to be there. And another really good comic, I think, from Atlanta is also coming. I got that. I'm constantly doing Rogue Water on Saturdays. Every Saturday at 9 o'clock. I'm there literally every Saturday unless I'm booked to go out of town. We also are doing Melbourne, Florida. I'm going to be in Melbourne, Florida, March 14th. I actually don't know the exact. I don't have it on the top of my head. I really wish I had written that down.
I can add it on later if you figure it out. I mean, just plug your Instagram because I know you're posting stuff on there about stuff's going on.
Yeah, so to follow my socials on Instagram, it's Bret the Epi. So it's BRETTHEEPI. Just follow that. I post shit on there all the time. I'm going to start posting stuff more on like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and all that other stuff once I get all that settled in. Because I want more clips. Like right now, I'm trying to get a lot more material. And that stuff may be like crowd work stuff. And then obviously just updates on shows. But yeah, like I said, if you're in the Orlando area or Jacksonville, we're trying to set up a showcase at the end of this month or early March. Actually, I think at the end of March is what I talked about. I think that's Cody.
What we decided.
We're going to be going to Jacksonville, so near Jacksonville area, near the end of March. We're going to be doing a showcase over there. Like I said, you'll be able to catch me in Orlando or Tampa. Just follow my Instagram, like March 12th through like the 14th. I'll be performing there, and that's pretty much it for right now. So thank you,
awesome.
And thank you all, and follow me.
Go ahead and follow Bret. Phenomenal comic. If you're ever in the Savannah area, he's hitting any open mic that's out there. Just you'll be able to find him. I promise you. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Blooper Reel podcast. This will be up on Friday, and it will have a video. So help me. There will be a YouTube video on this. And we're going to have Tracy back on this because he didn't get his video. But we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. All right.
Bye.
Bye.